Thanksgiving Day is an annual traditional holiday in the USA and Canada. It is always celebrated on the last Thursday of November, so this year on 26th of November. Let's see the history of Thanksgiving. People generally believe that the celebration began with the Pilgrims, who celebrated the first Thanksgiving in 1621, when they had a great harvest. Native Americans helped these people with food in the previous winter, so pilgrims organized a feast to thank their kindness. In 1789, George Washington made this celebration a nationwide holiday on the day of 26th of November. There were many arguments about the final date of Thanksgiving, but in the end, Franklin D. Roosevelt placed it to the fourth Thursday in November. Traditions at Thanksgiving. A lot of people live far away from their family. Thanksgiving is one of the busiest travel days of the year because people want to spend time with their loved ones. Another tradition is that the President of the United States gets 2 live turkeys to cook for dinner, but later he saves their lives so they can live on a farm. The families usually prepare their Thanksgiving meal together, which includes turkey, gravy, sweet potatoes, cornbread, and cranberry sauce. Many bake pie as a dessert. The flavors are pumpkin, pecan, or apple. After the meal, some families break the wishbone. 2 people hold each end of the bone, they break it, and whoever has the larger part can make a wish. Watching TV is also part of the tradition. Families watch football games or the New York City Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade together. It is a great time to help out people who are not so lucky to have a home or food. People can serve them food or donate money to charity organizations.
Can you see Elizabeth over there? She's wearing a grey cardigan with black trousers. She's the leader of this project. The guy behind her is Jim. Jim works here as a graphic designer. And let's see. Oh, yes. The woman who is holding a notebook in her hands is Angela, our accountant. She's very punctual. She always takes notes, and I really like this habit. Okay, Jane. Jane is the one who is standing next to Jim, and she's a bit sad because she's leaving our company on the 1st of July. She's moving to Italy with her husband. David is the only one who is wearing glasses in our team, and he's a bit worried because he's responsible for the upcoming project. And last but not least, Kate. Kate is our event planner, and she really likes elegance, so you can easily notice every work of her. So, this is our little team, and I hope you will enjoy working here.
So, in the morning, I usually start in the bathroom. I open the door and I use the toilet first. Then I wash my hands and dry them with a towel. I open the bathroom cabinet and I get my makeup kit. Then I put on my makeup in front of the mirror. I usually open the window to get some fresh air, and I also light some candles. After I put the wet towel on the radiator, and last but not least, I water the plant in the bathroom. This is a typical morning for me.
Election. Even if you're not particularly interested in politics, there's a high possibility that you followed the recent election of the United States Or maybe at least you read headlines of articles as you were scrolling down your newsfeed. The presidential election is held every 4 years in the United States, and the latest one took place on the 3rd of November in 2020, which was won by Joe Biden, who became the president-elect of the United States on the 7th of November in 2020. Why does the announcement of presidential result take such a long time? Well, let's overview some of the main characteristics of the election process in general. The two main political parties are the Democrats and the Republicans. Their teams have to set up a year before the actual election takes place. Televised debates are really common during election campaign. In each debate, there's a moderator such as Chris Wallace, Fox News Sunday anchor, or Kristen Welker, NBC News White House reporter, mentioning the latter ones, and the candidates have to answer several questions related to their policies. The president and vice president are not directly elected. There's a unique method called electoral college that elects them. From each state, electors and representatives cast their vote in proportional to the state's population. 2,070 votes are needed to win.
Many people choose planes as a way of transportation many times. It is considered to be one of the safest ways to travel all over the world. Let's see some important things which are good to know about air travel. First of all, you need to book your airline ticket online or at a travel agency. If you choose the first, do not forget to print your boarding pass, which is required at the check-in counter. It will contain your contact details, number of baggages you can carry, hand luggage, and all the information about your flight. If you enter the building, check the departure-arrival board first. You can see there the status of your flight and the gate number where you need to board. After checking your flight on the board, go to the check-in counter, above which you can see the number of your flight or your destination. At check-in, your documents are checked, the luggage and the baggage are measured. If you have extended weight, you may need to pay extra. After checking in, continue your way towards the security control. You are expected to take off your shoes, your jewelry, your belt if you wear one, empty your pockets and put all your belongings into a box. You also need to place your hand luggage into one. The boxes are going through an X-ray so that it can be seen what are in the bags. It is an essential part of protecting your safety on land and on board as well. If everything is alright, you can continue your way towards the gates. Now you have the possibility of shopping in duty-free shops or grab a bite in one of the restaurants. So as not to miss your flight, pay close attention to each and every announcement. All the necessary information can be heard. There may be a change of gate number, delay, or even cancellation. Stay close to your gate. Flight attendants will arrive and let you board the plane after they check your boarding pass. In case of low-cost airlines, there are no seat numbers, so you can choose where to sit. Sitting down your seat means you did everything right and you are about to take off soon. Place your hand luggage in the overhead locker, fasten your seatbelt, and listen to the instructions of the flight attendant. The only thing left to do is relax, enjoy your flight. Once upon a time, there was an enormous forest. There in the deep forest lived a deer. He was a gorgeous deer, a very extraordinary one. But his peculiarity was not in his look, but every dawn, when the rays of the sun starts touching the ground, his antler glows just like gold. This magical glowing gave strength and power to each tree and bush, everything and everyone in the forest. In a usual morning, the deer took a walk into the middle of the forest to wait for the sunrise, but he became aware of a very strange thing. There were no animals near and far. He was walking and looking around, but he could not find a trace at all. There were complete silence everywhere. It came across his mind to visit his old friend the owl, whether the owl had seen or heard anything during the night. The owl was sitting on his usual branch. He was hooting loudly as soon as he saw his dear friend. "Hoo-hoo! What are you doing here, my dear friend? Shouldn't you be and wait for the sunrise in the middle of the forest around this time of the morning?" "My old friend, I was very worried. I haven't seen any animals, neither near nor far. Where have they gone? I thought to give a try and ask you about it, whether you had seen or heard anything at night," said the deer, watching the owl, waiting for him to say something finally. "Hoo-hoo! I heard some kind of noise at night. It was the same as a woodpecker drilling and drumming continuously on trees. Who was it or what it was doing cannot be said, but my friend, the bear, lives not so far from here. Let's visit him and ask whether he knows more than me or you," offered the owl. The deer followed the owl, which was flying from branches to branches, looking for the cave of the bear. The deer could not stop thinking about the noise, who made it, and whether the bear will have them with some clues.